Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Mlb Dfs Pre-Lock Live. Your fielder's choice. I'm here with my man Wes. Wes is our MLB guy with me, golf guy. Tough day today. Kind of a weird day. We already had a cancellation, so this is going to be more kind of a lax show. Try to go through. We don't really have too many projections out yet. Too much ownership, but we can figure it out. And first of all, YFC, $35 a month for the next 6 months, and that includes all sports. I don't think there's a price you can beat this in the industry right now. And if you go back and look, and if you're on our Discord, free Discord, you look at our winning lineups, and we are crushing. Mainly small sports are our specialties. Australian rules football, totally crushing. West does KBO baseball. I think we've pretty much cashed every day there. We've got NASCAR.
We've hit every night this week in KBO. Somebody has.
And KBO is tonight too, right? They have Sunday. Well, they have Sundays off, right? So they have one more day in the week.
Yeah, I haven't set the slate isn't up yet, but we'll have something for tonight.
And your article comes out what, in the evening? Comes out in the evening, right? Correct.
It'll be out in the evening.
All right, cool. So, and I've had a lot of people already this morning telling me how Wes's article has been dead on. So I said every morning I see these guys cashing. But AFL, big time, European basketball, these guys are cashing. So it's been crazy, especially the small sports. So we've had a couple of big wins the last couple of days here. So but let's get on some MLB. So we already have a cancellation. White Sox and Royals are canceled. So now we're down to a 4-game early slate. That's what we're going to pretty much talk about today. Locks at 110. My top plays article will be out after the show. I've been waiting because we haven't seen any projections yet, any kind of ownership. Now with the cancellation, I just want to get you guys the most accurate information as possible. So probably around 12:15 or so, I'll get that out to you guys, and then I'll just update it as we go along. We have a GBP article that is out yet. Talk about my top stacks. I do like that Yankee Rays game today as a game stack. I know the Mets are popular. So I don't know, let's get into it. So pitching. Who's our main pitcher today? Is it a big secret or what?
No, Jacob deGrom's going to be the main guy. He'll be 95% owned in cash games today. He is
I'm sorry.
Averaging about 10.5 Ks per 9 so far. He's the most expensive and is definitely the number one guy on the early slate today.
Yeah, so you're going to see him probably in the 90s on FanDuel and DK. It gets dicey when we get down to the SB2. I know there are some people that are looking at Dylan Cease for Chicago. That game's canceled now. Miners out. I think we're going to start seeing the ownership shifted toward Michael Pineda for the Twins. He's a guy, I used him already once. Good opening day start, good control, no hard contact. He's home. Oh, actually, you know what? Before we get into all this weather, I just want to do a quick weather update because as we're talking about Pineda, let's see. The Mets and Marlins are good. Okay, now Minnesota's good. So we've got wind blowing out to right at 10 miles an hour, but it's in the 50s. So that's not going to help hitting. That's good to go. White Sox Royals canceled. And now our last game is Milwaukee, St. Louis. That's going to be a possible problem. We got heavy rain east of St. Louis. It looks, it's kind of iffy right now. I'm seeing Kevin Roth, the DFS weather guy's got like an orange. So guess as we go, what time is that game?
It's
right?
That's the later game, isn't it? 1:15. Well, 2:15 your time.
So it's not too bad. It's not like it's a 4 o'clock start. So we got to pay attention to that. So there's some pitching in there too, because both of those teams' bats are kind of weak. So you may want to, in cash, I think you want to avoid that. I think to me it's too risky. You get the game going, you get into 2 innings. Next thing you know, they sit for an hour, and now Seymour or these guys aren't going out. So to me, that's iffy game for pitching, especially. So I think it's got to be Pineda and DeGrom. Is there anybody for cash? I just think that Pineda probably has the most upside. I like Kikuchi for Seattle. I use him opening day. Awesome price on DK at 6.5. FanDuel, no, you don't use him as 8.5. Struck out 10 Giants in that first game. He looks so much better. He had bad luck last year, so much better this year, but I think he's more of a GPP play because I'm not sure about that matchup with Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota usually hits left-handed pitchers a lot better than they do right-handed pitchers, and I would use him in a GPP, but not in cash.
Yeah, I agree. I love that price 6.5. But I guess when we get into the batters, we'll see. I just think Pineda is solid. You got Trevor Rogers is probably going to catch a little love for Miami. Here's a kid that is a big kid. He's a lefty, strikeout kid, but he also walks people like crazy. I just saw a stat on Rogers where he's walking almost 5 batters per 9. So GPP play, definitely. He could be your GPP sneaky play of the day. He's got his 8 starts. He's got 30% K rate, which is really good, but also 11% walk rate. So that's a GPP pitcher.
Yeah, he had 4 walks in his first start this season.
So there you go. But he's got that high K rate where, the Mets aren't exactly a murderer's row here. If I'm gonna pitch somebody against the Mets, though, I want to use a lefty. So, and that's where the Marlins are going today. So the Mets could be. If you're going to stack the Mets, and the Mets going to be a popular stack, hedge it and turn around. And also, if you multi-enter, and make sure you have a GPP with Rogers in there too, because I can see Rogers going through some of this lineup. The Mets are throwing a lot of lefties out there today. They got Nemo leading off, lefty. Conforto's lefty batting third. Dom Smith's a lefty. Most of these guys hit righties so much better. Jeff McNeil's batting 7th. He's a lefty. I like McCann, righty, but this is all set for Rogers to have a decent game. So Rogers, to me, is a sneaky play, probably more on FanDuel because we had the Kikuchi's cheap price. But yeah, FanDuel is the cheapest pitcher on the board. So FanDuel guys, GPP, Rogers, that can be our sneaky pitcher of the day. Anybody you like C-Mart? I see C-Mart's catching up on some sites.
Yeah.
Brewers,
the two
suck.
guys, the 2 guys that Martinez and Hauser in that game, it's only an 8 total for that game. So it looks like Cardinals 3.9, Brewers 4.1. So, that could be a low scoring game with both of those guys since neither one of those teams bats are warmed up yet.
And on the other end, Hauser's much better against righties. I'm assuming they do come out with a heavy right-handed lineup. So he could be in a good spot. Of course, GPP only. So I think we're looking at Pineda and, of course, DeGrom as our top plays. And then you can make a case for C-Mart. I'm staying away from the Yankees, Rays. Archer's a shit can right now. He's coming back from injury. Germán Germán's got all the talent in the world, but Germán hasn't shown anything yet. So, if anything, I'm game stacking at. Makes Germán popular though because he's a Yankee and he's only 7K. But I say 7K on FanDuel. I got FanDuel price stuff. Okay, so
he's only 8,400. If you're going to use somebody like that, you might as well go with Pineda. He's only $200 more than Germán and has a better matchup.
There you go. I totally agree. You got, both these guys. Germán's got, since last season, he's got a hard contact over 40%, ERA over 9. And we know about Archer. He's been hurt. He hasn't been the same since like 2017. So both these guys, to me, GBP only. I probably wouldn't even have any of them in my lineup. If anything, I would use Germán. But the Rays are throwing up, but they got Meadows lefty, Yoshi batting first lefty, Meadows lefty, Brandon Lowe, great spot as a lefty, batting cleanup. Wendell has been hitting the ball. And then my man Brett Phillips is batting 8th. He'll eventually come around. He's only 2-2 today on BK. So, all right. So that's our pitching. Catching. Now that we have Mercedes, who I was on, now that game is canceled. Catching is going to get a little dicey here for us. To me, it's probably a pay down. I'm looking at McCann McCann as the lefty, as the righty, going against the lefty of Rogers for cash as a value. I mean, who else we got sitting here?
Francisco Mejia for Tampa Bay, only 3,600. I mean, he got a big hit the other night. His bat might be starting to wake up. And then who else we got?
Hey, it's a good call. For some reason, I didn't have my projections. Manny Pena is like 5 for 10 off of CMART at 3-4 if he starts to catch it from a walk.
Well,
I found that BVP.
Right now they have Navarez penciled in. It's not confirmed yet, but they have Navarez
at three, only three.
Yeah,
and he's only 3-2.
He's only 3-2. But Mejia's batting ninth today. Looks like they're sitting Zunino. Yeah.
All right. I'm a McCann guy, but 388 Woba, hard contact over 40%. I'm probably in cash rate. I can see some ownership numbers, but I'm probably leaning that 3-5 on McCann. He hits lefties so much better than he hits righties. So I guess it'd be McCann. They're on the same price. So we got McCann, Navarez at 3-2, or what do we say?
He is 36.
That's kind of high for me. I mean, he's a decent hitter though. So maybe I would say McCann. I would probably say McCann or Mejia for cash, but it's definitely a pay down, and you just got to hope when these guys goes yard, which I know McCann can do. So that's the way he catches. There's really nowhere to go if you want to pay up. There's nobody. There's all the guys you want in that game is now been canceled, right? I don't see anybody. I mean, I liked Perez. We like Mercedes. You got Sanchez 4-8 against Archer GVP. I like Mitch Garver against the lefty Kikuchi, but he's 4-4. Garver is coming off. He had a home run the last game he played. Yeah, he had a home run 2 days ago. 25 DK points. I just don't think we want to pay up for 4-4 Mitch Garver today, right?
No, that's the only points he scored all season. Yeah. Well, now he had 4.4 DK or 19 DK points on the 4th, and then 3 zeros in a row, and then a 25. So
and their lineup's out. He's batting 5th.
Yeah.
All right, and we got Polanco leading off, so I think I like the Polanco's price. All right, so catcher, we're not paying up today. We're going to drop down to a McCann, Mejia type, or Navarez if he catches. First base. FanDuel, we don't care about catcher and FanDuel. Okay, first base. What do we got here? I think Pete. Looking at right now, I like Pete Alonso going against Rogers, the lefty, as a pay up. Who else we have up there? Santana's canceled. Abreu's canceled. Goldie against Hauser, righty on righty. Miguel Sano. Where's Sano batting today? Sano's batting 7th. He's against the lefty. 3-9. Or we know Yoshi's batting leading off the lefty at 3-4. And Jay Bruce is batting 9th today. So I actually had him penned in as a first baseman, but Jay Bruce he's 0 for 9, 1 for 12, 1 for 14 in his last 4 games. But Bruce has made a career out of hitting right-handed pitchers. Would you look at a Bruce at 3-3 against Archer to righty, or would we want to go up to like Alonso, $1,600 more, 4-9?
It just depends on how that's a coin flip. It just depends on what you're going to have in the outfield. I mean, if you're going to need more money in the outfield, you would go Bruce. If you're going to pay down at somebody in the outfield, I would go Alonso. Because, and 5 at bats against Rogers. Alonso's 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. Bruce against Archer is 2 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs.
Yeah, but I can't look at that Alonso and 5 at bats. If I see 20 at bats against some of these, Bruce has got to break out of it. I mean, Bruce is a professional. He's a major league hitter. He hits righties, batting low in the order. I guess as we get on to, is there any, I mean, there's guys you want like Lindor, I think today, there's other higher priced guys like Boomstick for Minnesota in the outfield. I'm not sure if we have the money to pay for Alonso even today with DeGrom. Pineda's not cheap. So maybe we do drop down to a Bruce and take a chance. I'd probably rather him and Yoshi are the same price. Yoshi's leading off.
I'd rather use Yoshi than Bruce.
I just think Bruce has got to break out of it at some point. But
yeah, use Yoshi and Cash and Bruce as a pivot or a GPP play.
I can deal with that, especially when he's on top of the order. German, we don't know what we're going to get out of German here. He could come in and totally shut these guys down. But I don't. They're the same price. I mean, I guess it's the more the Yankee fan in me thinking that Bruce is going to come out of it. Would only play him against righties. So, I mean, Yoshi hasn't really been hitting the ball either. I mean, Yoshi hasn't. I played him the other day. I think he had 1 hit. Well, he's coming off. He had 2. Actually, he had 2 hits yesterday. I didn't realize that. He had 1 hit the day before. So he's got 3. He's got 3 hits his last 8 at bats. So Yoshi's a decent hitter. So I guess you go Yoshi or Bruce, unless you want to go up to Alonso.
Yeah.
And then you got Sano in there at 3.9. It's a cheap price for Sano. It's just that Sano hasn't really. He got a hit last game. He's got 1 or 2 hits on the season. He's one of these guys. Eventually, he's going to break out of it. And I was hoping it was the other day, and he didn't. So pay up Alonso. Keston's in there. I ain't going to play Keston against C-Mart. So Alonso drop way down to Yoshi or Bruce. The way I look at it.
Right.
It's second base. I keep updating to see if anything's been updated here yet, and starting lineups too. So let me see here if anything else has come out yet. I'm waiting for a Mariners lineup to come out, and there's nothing yet. All right, so second base. Who are you looking at in cash?
Second base at cash would probably be either Jorge Polanco at 3,600 batting leadoff for the Twins. That right there is hard to beat. I mean, he has 9, 9, 5, 10, 6 in his last 4 games. He's got hits in 3 of his last 4 games. He's got 1, 2, a couple of extra base hits. I mean, at 3.6, it's hard to get away from him, especially against a left-handed pitcher.
Especially in DK. I think you pay up for DJ if you have the money. Perfect world, you have the money, you go to DJ. Brandon Lau. You got Lau is in an awesome spot today, hitting cleanup against German, lefty against righty. But yeah, you can't beat that price. I think you go down to Polanco 3.6, FanDuel a little bit. Some other Tommy Edman is only 3K. I like him. Same price as DJ. DJ's 3.2. These prices are way off. And you got Keston only 2.5. So
wow. What a difference a slate makes.
Yeah.
What is Keston on DraftKings is 4,200. Wow.
I meant to look at that too. I usually like to look at salary comparisons between the 2 sites. And of course I have Maine pulled up, but let me see for hitters, anybody's really different today. Not really. Besides the pitching, we already mentioned Kikuchi. All right. So that's pretty much, I think, it for second. Second is another thing I thought this ownership was going to spread out today, with that game being canceled. Man, all of a sudden now we're going to start getting everybody's going to be on a guy like Polanco. There's Witt's not playing. I mean, Edmund is in a good spot against Hauser. I think he's been 4 hits his last 9, 5 hits. So, what about Jeff McNeil batting 7th? How does McNeil hit lefties? McNeil's a lefty. For some reason, I was thinking McNeil's is a reverse splits guy. No, I'm wrong.
He's only got one hit this all season so far.
Yeah, he doesn't really hit lefties. So no, take McNeil out of the conversation. So I would think it's Polanco. If you're not pitching Pineda, got a guy like Ty France down there cheap at 3.7. Tyler Wade's not playing today, right, for the Yankees. Nope. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think it's Polanco. It's Polanco, or you're gonna go up to DJ. Brandon Lau is a great GPP play, and you move on. FanDuel, maybe Tommy Edman.
Right.
Okay. Third base.
Third base. I mean,
it's another mess because
it, like on DraftKings, if you're paying up, I would play Polanco at second, and then use DJ at third, because you can use him at third on DraftKings. I mean, and then if you're Joe Wendell his price jumped way up. He's 4,600 now.
Yeah. He had a big day yesterday. And this is the difference between a site. So first, let's talk DraftKings first. So yeah, I think you got DJ. Arenado's 5.1.
Yeah,
I'm playing 5.2 for DJ then. Travis Shaw 3.9. Shaw's been hitting, I guess, GPP. Pretty much all I'm looking at. Man, Hunter Dozier's not playing. Arias is 5,000 for Minnesota going against the lefty. Nope. Wendell, he's at 4.6.
Bat 9th. Wow.
GPP, Kyle Seager's the only one I could probably take Pineda out of the park. GPP Seager's in a good spot at 4.1. I can dig that. Yeah, and said JD Davis is starting. We were on JD Davis, but he's not starting. So yeah, you got to go. You got to go DJ. You got to go DJ or Arenado GPP, and maybe Travis Shaw if he's starting. I mean, this slate's going to shit quick. FanDuel is a little bit different. You can use Yoshi at FanDuel, only 2.2. Matt Carpenter is only 2.1. They jump out at me. If is DJ's, I don't think, a third baseman on FanDuel, correct?
Let me look.
I don't think he is. Yeah, he is actually on FanDuel. So, and he's 3.2 on FanDuel, $800 less than Arenado. So yeah, you can use DJ and FanDuel. That'd probably be the way I would go. Also, unless you can go like down to a Yoshi, something like that. We're getting all of a sudden this is becoming a chalky slate. So I'll lock DJ right in there. After locking in Polanco as my second baseman. Shortstop, I like at short. I like Lindor today if I can get up to him. You got Lindor. 3.7 FanDuel, 4.5 DK. We talked about Rogers. He can dial up the Ks, but he can also dial up the walks also. Said 32 innings, walking 5 batters per 9. Lindor is a very patient hitter. He's walking 20. He's walking 20%, hard to strike out. I think it's a good spot for him against a guy like Rogers who could be wild. He's my play, I think, on DK. You see anybody else in there that would fuck me off of Lindor?
All right, ownership has just came out, and Lindor is top ownership, and then Gleyber Torres is the second, and then right behind him, and then about 8 or 10% behind him is Paul DeJong and
Um,
Jonathan Villar.
Wait, where is Lindor's the highest? Somebody, there'd be people asking about Villar, but give me the ownership again.
All right. Lindor is at 31, Torres 22, and then DeJong and Villar are both at 15.
To me, Lindor is the play. Definitely.
Yeah, I would just lock Lindor in, and then anybody else would be like a GPP pivot.
Scott Green asked that question, and I do kind of. What's Villar? Villar against Okay, now let's go back 2 years on Villar though against lefties. Nah, yeah, I don't. Villar does no kind of like fly ball, hard contact, anything against lefties. Batting ninth. I looked at that price. I was kind of interested too, but no, I don't. You want no.
He's got 4 hits this season, and 3 of them are in one game versus Nola.
And I do see, and I know where the question is coming from because they're trying to get bigger bats. It's a good price. Let's see when we get there. Right now, I think you got to play Lindor. He's the class of position. Now I'm talking cash here. We're not talking GVPs. So, and you want to run a GVP, get a nice wraparound stack there against Rod. I mean, you can go like a Villar, Nemo, Lindor, or something like that. Man, I could see the Mets struggling against Rogers here today. I mean, if Rogers isn't wild, you got a lot of lefties in that lineup. I still think Rogers is a sneaky GVP play, man. If you got at that price.
Yeah.
Okay, so anybody else? DeJong 3-2. That's over on FanDuel. Glabby Torres, I don't know. Torres just can't put it together for me anymore. Torres to me is a GPP play. Anybody? Lindor is too cheap. 4-5 is too cheap for Lindor. I don't even know why we're even discussing this anymore. If you want to go cheaper, I guess you can go. Get a bunch of scrubs. I love Chisholm, but he's going against DeGrom. I love him at that price, and and he can steal your base. Maybe I said Paul DeJong, but he's the same price as Lindor. You're locking Lindor. All these other guys are GPP.
Luis Urias for the Brewers at 2,700. The lineup's not out yet, but right now he's projected to lead off. I mean,
yeah, I just see at the bottom. He's only got righties.
He's only got a couple hits this season too, so. I would just lock in Lindor and then go from there.
Yeah, you have to.
Actually, that's what I'm gonna do. That's not.
There's no other way. There's no other way around it. Just do it. Lindor's your play. Let me see. Now going to FanDuel though, man, you got Torres is only 2.8. Torres could be playing in FanDuel. Like we said, at third base, FanDuel, you can make a totally different lineup. You can put that. We just went over third base. Yoshi at 2.2, Torres at 2.8. That gets you up to guys like you can use a DJ and Brandon Lau at second. Totally different game here on FanDuel for salary wise.
Actually,
Lindor's the lock on DK.
Yeah, Torres is their ownership is exact opposite on FanDuel as it is on DraftKings. Torres is 33% and Lindor is 25%. And on DraftKings,
There you go.
it's exact opposite.
So, all right, so we move to the outfield. So let me guess, Aaron Hicks at 2.7s on FanDuel is gonna be one of the highest owned, right?
No. Brandon Lau, Austin Meadows, Aaron Judge are the highest in the outfield. Hicks is all the way down at 18%. He is like
That's FanDuel.
He's on FanDuel. He's in the top 15, but he is the bottom part of the top 15.
So I like that price there. And streaky hitter hit a home run yesterday. Okay, so let's go to outfield. Go to DK first.
Hang on. Milwaukee and Seattle's lineups just dropped. Let me refresh this.
All right. Good, sweet. Man, you got better updates than me, man. Because I still don't have them.
It just came up just a second ago. Now my internet's going to be super slow.
I don't really care about Seattle because for pitching Pineda, I'm interested in Milwaukee though. I'm interested to see who's catching. Okay, so while you're letting that warm up,
Navarez is catching for Milwaukee.
He's catching.
He's
okay,
batting
so no
fifth.
Pena.
Yeah, he's catching and batting fifth. All right, the ownership in the outfield on DraftKings, you got Aaron Judge at 28, Buxton 26, Meadows and Yelich at 22, and then you got Haniger for Seattle at 3,400 batting first. He is at 16%.
Where's Boomstick? He's 5.5 now, but
Cruz, he is at 14.5%. He is
Bradley leading off, Shaw clean up, Morris fifth, your eyes. There you go. So we got Torrens, a 2-2 catcher, batting fifth. That I mean, I love the McCann price because we know that McCann crushes lefties, but man, that Torrens at 2-2, is that correct? That we just said in the chat room, 2-2?
Yes, he is 2-2, batting fifth.
Kind of like Shaw cleanup also because there's no third baseman we love. But then then we're picking on Seamart, which Seamart could actually have a good day today too. He always crushed. I get sucked into these Brewers all the time, man. I don't know. I can't be playing more than one of them. I can see this Torrens though. I can see this Torrens guy as 2-2.
Yeah, he's got hits in 3 of his 4 games, and he's got 5 hits and 17 at bats.
And they just put up the Marmolejos for Seattle, and I'm telling you, if anybody can hit Pineda, it's gonna be him or Seager. But GVP, since we're probably running Pinhead, so Buxton 4-4. Okay, get back to it. Buxton 4-4. I guess DK is a play. Always liked him against lefties. 355 Woba since 2019. 40% hard contact. 240 ISO. You can lock if you have the money, you lock him and Boomstick in. Cruz is 497 Woba, 463 ISO. That is completely overly elite. 51% hard contact. Shit. I mean, even like I said, that's why you look at Garver against lefties since 2019. It's crushed them. This Minnesota team, the problem is Kikuchi is so much of a better pitcher this year. Bad luck last year. Still, since 2019, the high xFIP. I don't know if you want to totally team stack this Twins, but you want a piece of it. And I think it's either going to be Buxton or Cruz. I don't know if you can get to that Cruz price. So who's our cheapies here? Anybody? We got any locks now? All this shit's starting to come out now.
Well, Brett Gardner batting 6th at 2,900. You got
that's what I said earlier. Yes.
Yeah, we got Mitch Haniger batting leadoff at 3,400, but that's against Pinhead. You go down a little further. I mean, do you want to play Conforto again? 3,500 batting third.
Nah, he's lefty, right?
Yeah. Nemo, I'm just going down the ownership to find it. What's the kid's name for Kyle Garlick? 2,400 batting second for the Twins. I mean, he's actually done pretty good.
Yeah, he's probably going to be one of the highest owned, I bet you, Garlic. So
yeah, he's got double digits in 2 of his last 3 games. He's on a 3-game hitting streak.
Randy Arozarena is only 3K in FanDuel. Is definitely probably what's his ownership?
On DraftKings, he's 18%. On FanDuel, he is on FanDuel, he is 33%.
All right. So I think you want a piece of Buxton, Cruz, Garlic. You probably want at least one of them, maybe 2 of them. And possibly, who else we got high up there, high ceilings? No, not Marte. He's going against DeGrom. Stanton, against Archer.
I like
Austin Meadows.
Austin Meadows today against Drummond. He's got, he's only got 6 at bats against him, but all 3 of his hits are extra base hits, 2 of them being home runs.
Where is Kevin Parr? Kevin Parr's not even playing. Why isn't Parr playing against this lefty? This is crazy. This is why, like we said earlier, this is why Rogers, I thought Rogers was going to be a sneaky GPP play. He may not be sneaky if anybody's got half a brain. Baseball is looking at this, lefty heavy Met lineup.
He's actually getting a lot of ownership on DraftKings. He's got more ownership than Pineda.
And it's because of his price too. I'm not sure if we need to drop that low. I honestly haven't really made a lineup yet. I don't think we got to drop that low. Pineda's not cheap. I think one thing I've been noticing as I've been building lineups is I've been doing outfield last. I've been finding enough value in the outfield in the 3 to 4K range where I can, get the stud shortstops, get the big third basemen, just, guys like a J-Ram or something where I don't have to go crazy in the outfield. So that might be the way to go again today. I think Pineda is a better play, but we've also seen Pineda implode. The problem is Rogers kid, man. This kid's a walk machine. Great strikeout ability. Watched him in spring training. Did well. But you gotta be careful because, like I said, he's walking 5 batters per 9. Going back, like Travis Shaw at third, though, he's finally kind of turned around. Strikes out a lot, but I really think you can get enough out here where you can get, you can pretty much get who you want today if you want to drop down to Rogers, but I don't think you have to.
No, you can build a really good lineup with Pineda and DeGrom.
Marlins have a good young pitching staff, man. They really do.
Yeah.
They're doing something right with their pitching. I said Stacks. And the problem with Rogers is he gets wild. This is going to be a half a bullpen game today too. So now all of a sudden you got the Mets and Conforto. You got to. I've noticed one thing: if it's an elite, like a number 1 or 2 pitcher, they're so far ahead of the batters this year. But then you get to these 3, 4, 5 pitchers, the batters are ahead. Then we get into bullpen games in a 3rd or 4th inning. If Rogers can get through the 3 innings without walks, he's going to win somebody GPP. If not, they're going to be in the bullpen in the 3rd inning, and then Met Stack's going to win. So as I said, I was stacking both ways, hedge it with a Rogers in some lineups and Met Stacks in the other. So I guess I just went to stacks where I like the Yankee Ray game. I'd stack that whole game. I do a game stack there. Twins. You got to watch because Kikuchi did have that 10K outing, but I still like the Twins today. I would probably use them more as one-offs or two-offs. And then his Brewers Cardinals are sneaky. We got two. This is probably more of a pitching game because nobody can hit on these guys. Mini stacks because both slow offenses.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's pretty much it. It's a tough slate to kind of go over because with the rain out, ownership's just starting to come out. Lineups are finally dropping, even though the sites I use, I don't even have half of them up yet. But your stack of the day.
Marlins. I'm gonna run the Marlins stack back against the DeGrom. The Aguilar, Cooper, Birdie. I mean, all these guys have had 15, 20. Some of them have 30 at bats against DeGrom, and their batting average against him as a team is actually over 250. So that's my one off.
Get Jazz Chisholm in there. He's gonna steal you 2 bases and boom, you got 12 points out of the kid. Corey Dickerson can hit the ground. Corey Dickerson can hit any righty in MLB. But when we're talking GVPs here, I only may listen. You're starting to playing Miami and cash games.
No, this is just GPP. I'm gonna put this in a $1 and let her go.
Yeah, and I said I like the Yankees and the Rays game stack. I think they're gonna beat the shit out of Jermon and Archer. Jermon could come back and have a decent game though too, but he hasn't proven it to me yet. All right, anybody have any questions on I like that Rojas color too. Any other questions? Scott Green said I have Garlic, Nemo, and Judge all in play. Torrens give you Buxton, Judge, and Garlic. Yep, I would play either Buxton or Boomstick in my outfield. I would take one of so right, let's do quickly before we go. Update ownership. We'll have our cheat sheet updated up until lock. It'll officially be out shortly. I'll have my top plays out. Our top cash plays. Take it from there. Hopefully within the next half hour or so. Give you guys enough time to build again. Who's the top 2 pitchers now? Ownership is Rogers up there now.
The top 2 pitchers in ownership are DeGrom and Rogers.
What's Rogers? What's the percentage though?
DeGrom is 75%. Rogers is 32. Pineda is 26.
Okay, so they're about even.
Yeah,
you consider those 2 even. Who's the third?
At third.
Who's the third? The pitching. Who's the third highest?
You mean the fourth? Martinez is
Seymour.
Yeah, he is at 23%.
All right. Highest catcher.
Highest catcher right now is Sanchez. Corey Heyman's favorite player. Gary Sanchez is the highest. And then you got McCann, Garver, and Navarez all really close. First base, you got Yoshi, and then Alonso and Bruce.
Okay, so we were on all those.
And then second base, you got LeMahieu, Lau, and Polanco. They're all within they're close. Third base, you got LeMahieu and Seager, and that's it. I mean, it's 10 or 15.
Seager will catch ownership now if people start going to Rogers instead of Pineda, which I can see. But all right, I'm still on Pinhead.
Then shortstop Lindor, then Torres. Those are the only 2 over 20%. Then the outfield, you got Judge, Buxton, Meadows, Yelich, Haniger, Gardner, Stanton, Randy, Arizona, and then Hicks, and then Cruz.
All right, so man, people can still keep playing Yelich, aren't they? Okay, which I see why. Price Picks. Let's see. Price Picks. Let me call that up quick. Anything jumps out. We have used code YFC. Once again, anybody jumped on late, $35 a month for the first 6 months. You can't beat that deal anywhere. It includes all sports. The sports we're crushing right now: Australian rules football, MLB, KBO baseball, NASCAR, tennis, soccer. Soccer, they crush every
Euro League basketball, you name it.
Yeah, this is becoming our specialty here. So all these other sites, just do a quick chart or like a playbook or something. We have articles every day on this. Okay, Price Picks.
Dixon over 4. Corey Dixon over 4.5.
It's kind of low. He needs Dick. I just saw Brandon Lau over 6.5.
Yeah, I like that one.
Stanton over 6.5.
Yeah.
I haven't researched the night yet, so I really can't say too much about the night.
Yeah.
So Lau and Stanton definitely both over 6.5. Colin Moran 6. Who's pitching for the Cubs today? That's later on. Moran's only a 6.
Arrieta pitched yesterday. Alizé. It's either Mills or Alizé, I believe.
Colin Moran should be an over. Take Lau and Stanton over 6.5, both of them. No doubt. Sneaky one could be Corey Dickerson, 4.5. I said Corey Dickerson has made a career out of hitting right-handers. I don't know if he's any kind of BVP against DeGrom, but I love Dickerson against. I've made so much money over the years with Corey Dickerson.
I think he's 4
Only
for
against righties though.
He's 3 for 11 or 4 for 11 versus.
All right. All right. I think that's it. Any questions in the live question room before we get off? No questions there tonight. I honestly haven't looked at the slate yet, but it looks like we're going to have Zach Eflin, Ian Anderson, or Paddock as your top pitchers. Just a quick look. It's actually where you got that. I'm actually going to that game tonight in Dunedin, the Angels in Toronto. So the ball's gonna be flying there. It's hot here today. Hot night. It's a minor league park, small dimensions, humidor for the ball. It's gonna be another high scoring game. Actually, it'd be good to see who's even pitching in that game tonight. We saw the Angels erupted last night. We knew Toronto would either swing and miss or hit home runs where they swing and miss against Haney.
Quintana and Matz are the pitchers in that game.
Matz is supposed to pitch last night. So it's you look at guys like Trout and Rendon tonight, man. Jay up, guys like that. Pujols could be crushing Toronto against Quintana. All those righties, good Chuck, Bichette, Semien, Gurriel's a righty, right? Vlad. Toronto's coming in with a righty lineup tonight, guaranteed. The only lefty probably is Biggio on that team. So same as last night. Maybe they'll just hit the ball tonight. Haney's a hard thrower, strikeout pitcher, and he won the battle yesterday. All right, guys. And that is, yes, I'll be on. I didn't exactly get there's only a few tickets left. I'm somewhere I can first baseline, but I couldn't believe the ticket. There's still tickets there and they're pretty cheap. So it's only like 10 minutes from my house. All right, that's it. Good luck, guys. I gotta get back in this article and I'll have it out in a little while. 1:10 lock, which is a little bit better than 1 p.m. because it's 10 more minutes. Cheat sheet will be up shortly, I believe, right, Devin? Devin, is it out yet? I just saw him typing in there. If not, it's going to be out very shortly because ownership is out now. All right, guys, good luck. Thank you. There's no show tonight for the main. He just said, yep, so it'll be up shortly. And we'll have a show Monday night, I'm assuming, as long as the schedule is right. Schedules got crazy. MLB midweek. We didn't have any shows because there was hardly no games. But right now we have one scheduled for Monday night, 6 p.m. Thank you for John Maffa, our producer. And we are out of here. Deuces. Good luck. Peace.
Later, guys. Good luck.